Listen, LSU fan came to get like my booty. Fuck you.
Roll, baby!
Oh, bitch. Are you that stupid?
Yes, I am.
I'm not going to sugarcoat things. It's a fucking shit show.
It is a shit show.
It is our shit show.
Our shit show. CSF Late Nights. My name is Rob Sanders. I am in Columbia, South Carolina, the armpit of the earth. My two friends here are down in the great state of Louisiana. We welcome in. We'll start with the Gnome, who has supports like 18 different college teams. Gnome, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I used to, when the show first started almost a year ago in a couple weeks, I used to like do research and shit, Then I realized how much of a shit show it is. And I was like, fuck it. Why am I wasting my time? I might as well just take a nap.
Good for you, sir. Also, we welcome in Average Dave. Dave, what's up, brother?
Not a whole bunch.
All right.
I need to enjoy my evening talking about things not LSU.
Yeah, well, phone lines are open. 803-470-2905. There are the phone lines. And tonight we're going to give it to the listeners. There are games that I'd like to talk about, like Auburn and Georgia. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. South Carolina and Tennessee might be an interesting matchup. I'm just looking for games that might make me go, hey, this might be a fun thing to watch. All right. Those two right there might be interesting. Penn State playing Iowa, little Big Ten action. Yeah, I mean, I can get into all of that. So if
I
you
don't
want to talk about that. There's our first call.
Mr. Andre.
Well, welcome into the show. Good evening.
Man, no Open today?
I played the Open.
Man, y'all went to the phone lines quick.
I played the Open. Everybody else heard the Open. You guys heard the Open, right?
We were trying to talk, and then boom, you jumped in.
Yeah.
I know. Hell, he said phone lines open. So I've been burning to go on a rant.
Well, fucking have at it.
I know exactly what I'm going to do. All right.
I know what you're upset about. You're upset that you can't watch the UMass UConn game this weekend unless you pay $10 to flowsports.com. You're upset about that.
Don't get me wrong. That chaps my ass pretty bad, too, but that's not what I'm talking about.
All right.
All right.
Spit it.
So, how are you, Dave? How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
How are you, Gnome?
Lovely.
Everybody's fucking fine. Get to it, Andre. Goddamn. No, we don't have to tell you anything. Spit it, brother. What's your problem?
All right. So, here's my problem, okay?
Okay.
So, throughout the last couple days, we saw after the Auburn game and that fucking shit show, all right? We saw how LSU once again cannot run the damn ball. We can't run the ball against anybody. Anybody, okay? So we can't close out games again, all right? We can't get a damn play call in on time, for God's sake. Reminds me of Les Miles. It really does. So I've been saying since the Auburn game that maybe it's time to pull the plug. So I'm a part of several LSU groups. And I see these idiots in these groups saying that you are not a true fan if you think it's time to change coaches. You don't bleed purple and gold. First of all, they can suck one because they are not the gatekeepers of fandom. To me, if you sit there and you say that you should give this man a couple more years to put his program in. Oh, if you say it's time to pull the plug, you're not a true fan. I'm like, damn. So since they're the gatekeepers, how long should we give the man?
Andre,
run the program into the ground.
Andre, check with Rob. Rob wrote the books, the rule book on what's a proper sports fan. So you can check with him. He'll tell you if you're okay.
You're not part of the real LSU Nation page, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
There was a post on there today, and I shared it with y'all in the little chat about what this guy was saying, basically chastising fans who think it might be about time to start looking somewhere else. And my
No,
thing is
so-
this.
Several national pundits believe that if he loses to Kentucky, then it's probably time
I'm
then.
talking about national. I'm not talking about national. I'm talking about like the hometown fans, the LSU fans. If you think that it's time to go ahead and start looking, you're not a true LSU fan. And I had someone tell me tonight, well, he's only a couple years removed from a national championship. And I said, you know what? Maybe it's about time to look at it for what it maybe is. And I don't want to admit this whatsoever. And you know what, Rob? First of all, screw you. You're going to say I told you so. Maybe it was.
Sir,
a one-hit wonder.
respectfully,
Maybe it was
respectfully,
lightning in the
sir,
bottle.
I will not comment on any university that's in a state that was a part of the Louisiana Purchase. So that's what you're going to get from me tonight.
That is a lot.
That is a lot of universities, Rob.
If your university was part of the Louisiana Purchase, I will not talk. I will not talk about them tonight. You can talk to me on the 15th.
You can't talk about Missouri.
I really need to talk about Arkansas or Missouri.
No,
just
not
saying.
Really.
Okay, well then there you go. But I will not talk about any of those things. So you can't lean on me tonight. Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, it's just irritating that there's people sitting here defending the man and being like, we should give him more time. It's been a year and a half. I see no progression whatsoever. The only good thing I see is the passing game. That's it. The defense is still missing. I mean, blown coverages. We can't run the ball now. My God, LSU used to be play defense and run the ball. And yes, I know the game has changed. But when you can't run the ball for a team 100 yards, are you kidding me? How can you win ball games in the SEC? And then I saw some numbnuts Texas fan put up there that their running back has more yards than LSU and Mississippi State combined. I'm like, really? You're
It's the truth.
on that? I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, that's something to brag about, you know? So what is y'all's feelings about this? Do y'all think that a lot of these fans that think we should give Orgeron more time are nuts or not?
You can only give so much time. If you go back-to-back seasons at 500 in Baton Rouge, then you're going to get replaced. It is what it is.
I believe that we need to let this season play out. Whatever happens this season happens. Just let it play out. We can't go hire a coach tomorrow. There's nobody on our staff that we need to go be intern for the rest of the year. So let it play out.
We could hire a coach tomorrow. I mean, with the dumpster fire that's going on in Jacksonville, Urban Meyer might be available.
Hell no.
He'll pack his bags at midnight, drive out of
On
Florida.
that midnight train to Georgia.
He might bring that little woman with him, man.
I mean, is it any different from Ed O and all the pictures of women that you've seen him with the last season and a half? Not really.
No, not really. So if we do, well, I don't think it's an if. I think it's inevitable. If we do replace Orgeron, I've seen these names floated around, and I was actually I forgot where I was discussing this at yesterday, but there's two names that people are floating around. They say that Scott Woodward wants to make a big hire, you know. And the two names I saw at the top of the list, I think we're going to go ahead and discount Hugh Freeze, is Lane Kiffin and Bill O'Brien. I say hell to the no to both of them. Absolutely not. What names do y'all think outside of those two that would be a possibility?
PJ Fleck. Franklin over at Penn State.
I got shot down last night.
Why?
I don't know. I was talking to an LSU friend of mine up there in Shreveport, and he's like, "Oh no, we ain't gonna go. Why would we go after Fleck?" I'm like, "Dude, have you seen what he's done in Minnesota? Really?"
Go with Dave Aranda.
Kirk Ferentz.
Oh God, no, not Dave Aranda.
But at least you wouldn't have a defensive problem.
Yeah, might not be able to move the ball, but what's he really doing in Baylor that says, you know what, we want to go ahead and hire him as a head coach?
It's Baylor.
I understand that, but
I
still,
mean, Texas. Being a head coach in the state of Texas is tough enough because you've got teams like LSU and Alabama, and then Oklahoma that are in close proximity that can poach recruits from you.
Plus
But I mean,
schools in Texas.
people can say what they want. Texas Longhorns are still the university to play for in Texas. Even with their down years, they're still going to pull better recruits than Baylor and Texas Tech and TCU and all that stuff. I mean, let's just be real about it. We could joke about the Longhorns all we want, but if you're going to play for a university in Texas, you're likely going to play for Texas. That's the university you want to go to. Best facilities, most money. Why not?
Yeah.
If you go to A&M, at least for the short term, you still have to deal with Alabama every year. LSU when we're not being coached by Edo or when we don't have Joe Burrow.
I won't comment on the job opening at any school, but I can tell you that if I were going out to try to find a coach, some of the coaches that Dave mentioned there, I think Ferenc is a good pick. PJ Fleck is a young guy. I think that he's really good too. Why isn't anybody? I've said this before. Dave Clawson at Wake Forest, he is not the sexy pick, okay? But Dave Clawson is a hell of a football coach. Why somebody hasn't gone to Wake Forest and tried to pick him up, I have no clue. The only thing that he hasn't proven is that he can recruit, but that's because he's at the smallest Power 5 school in the country. I think if he had a budget to recruit, he could probably get some good players. And if he had good players to run his offense, that could be interesting. Okay. Why isn't anybody talking about Mario Cristobal out at Oregon? Go out there and get him. I mean, it's not that far fetched. I mean, it's not like you're South Carolina and that you're going to have to settle for somebody. Go pick who you want. I'd shoot for the fences if I were said team, but I don't know. I think that getting there are good coaches out there, and you know, the idea though that all of them get shot down by anybody is silly. So there you go with that.
And I think in Louisiana, I still think Billy Napier is a good head coach. I mean, people don't forget that he's actually turned down SEC jobs. South Carolina, Auburn.
You know,
that's because Billy's waiting on the opportunity to coach LSU.
Yeah,
I don't think he was interviewed by South Carolina though. I think he may have been called, but I don't think he sat down for a full interview. Not saying that he's a shitty coach. I'm just saying that I do think he's waiting on a job. And I think if he wanted to come to South Carolina, they probably could have made that work. But you know, South Carolina doesn't have a lot of money to be paying coaches right now. They're still paying fucking Muschamp.
You know, I heard this the other day, Andre. Right now, LSU doesn't need to go and hire a coach like Napier or what's his name at Coastal Carolina, Chadwick.
Why can't we? Where's Fuckstick tonight? He needs to get on here and tell us who the National Coach of the Year was last year. He should know that shit by now.
Right now, LSU doesn't need a coach that's going to learn on the job in a P5. Like, we need to get one that's already learned how to run a P5 program.
All right. Well.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What's the difference between P5 and running a group of 5 program? What's the difference?
Money.
It's bigger. It's just bigger. You know, I find his argument.
Wait a minute. At a group of hold on, sir. At a group of 5 school, you're getting keyed up to play Wyoming and Boise State, etc. When you're at a P5 school, you're getting grouped up to play Alabama, Georgia, etc., down the line. It's a completely different thing. You're going against has been and never will be coaches, and maybe some guys that are on the rise in G5 compared to legends of the coaching world and in the Power 5. So it is a big difference. To say that you can just make that jump is
and there's a lot less patience in those boosters and those presidents at those Power 5s than there are G5.
Well, they got to get their experience somewhere.
Yeah, they get their experience at Mississippi State and Vanderbilt and and Arkansas.
Well, a perfect
How the
example
hell
is
can you get experience at
Di-
Vanderbilt?
James Franklin did. Now he's at Penn State. What are you talking about?
Okay, one coach. One.
You can't think of other coaches that got experiences at schools. Lane Kiffin got experience at
terrible
Tennessee.
schools?
Tennessee
At
was a
terrible
shithole when he went
Tennessee
there.
wasn't terrible.
Okay,
Terrible, but
we can.
Tennessee had money.
All right. Well, there are plenty of other examples of where guys have started out at lower level schools. Urban Meyer started out at
Urban
Bowling
Meyer was at
Green
Utah.
and then went to Utah and then went to Florida. I mean, we can go.
But
I mean,
for
come
every-
on now.
for
Nick
every
Saban
Urban
started
Meyer-
out at a directional college and then went to Michigan State and then he went to LSU.
Michigan State, that's a good starter. You know that he worked at a decent Power 5. I mean, Michigan State's not a perennial fucking powerhouse. Then he goes
No,
to
that
LSU.
that also was not his first head coaching job. He started out
Well,
as
I know, but he didn't go from Central Michigan or whatever the fuck directional school all the way to LSU to Bama and be the greatest coach ever. He started at Michigan State.
Well, see, I don't like these names that have been floating out there. They're saying like Lane
Well,
Kiffin
who
and
do you like?
Bill O'Brien.
You've shot all of them down except for Napier. Who do you like?
No. I didn't shoot down PJ Fleck. Matter of fact, I was talking to a buddy of mine last night, and I said PJ Fleck, and he goes, "Oh no, he wouldn't go over a coach like that." I'm like, why? Why not? What's wrong with him?
PJ Fleck is a guy at Minnesota that you could put in front of a group of young men and they will listen to him talk and they will hang on every word. That dude can command a room just by talking.
They'll run through a wall for that man. And that's why I told my buddy, I'm like, why not? Oh, they want to get a bigger fish. I'm like who?
PJ Fleck's a pretty big fish right now.
Huh?
What if
I think
Sean
PJ
Payton
Fleck's
leaves
a
the
pretty big
Saints?
fish.
What if Sean Payton leaves the Saints? Would you take Sean Payton?
What? Are you drinking?
Well, yeah, I'm drinking it. But I mean, so you saying you wouldn't take Sean Payton?
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say. I got a buddy of mine when I mentioned PJ Fleck.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
He
Boom.
wants to go after a bigger coach, and I'm like, why do we have to sit there and go after somebody else?
you too.
But here's the thing about going after a bigger coach.
Everybody's
Are you going to get Lincoln Riley? No. Are you going to get Sark? No.
What about Stoops?
Are you going to get Saban? No. I mean,
What about the
you're going
Kentucky?
to get Dabo? No.
Hey, no. What about the Kentucky coach?
Mark Stoops?
Why would you not like the Kentucky coach? He has made chicken salad out of chicken shit forever.
Yeah.
Why would nobody like the Kentucky coach?
I don't have a problem with Mark Stoops.
They may be able to interview him for halftime this Saturday.
You want to know what the problem is? For certain fan bases, he's not too sexy. That's the problem. He walks out there, he looks like a little pudgy bastard, but the reality is that he can coach fucking football. I am not a Kentucky fan, but if you watch Kentucky, they don't make mistakes. They win games ugly, and they always look like they're a good team. Now, offensively, he needs to have an offensive coordinator that can help him, but as far as putting a good football team out there, why somebody hasn't gone and gotten him? The problem is that a lot of fans, they'll look at a coach and they'll be like, I can't see him winning. You know, it's like Vince McMahon from the WWE. He has to, when he looks at a guy, he has to think, can this guy main event WrestleMania? And that's how a lot of fans look at a coach. Can this guy, do I see him winning us a national title? They don't see how good that Coach Stoops is. And a guy like that or Dave Clawson should be the way that you should go. And you should have to tell some of these fans, you know what? Fuck you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. These guys know X's and O's, and they're going to get the most out of the guys that they got coming in there. But you'll have a bunch of dumbass alumni that'll fuck it up.
He was on the staff with his brother at Oklahoma in the early 2000s. I mean,
that doesn't really mean shit. I mean, fuck. You got all kinds of goddamn Charlie Strong was on the staff at South Carolina. He turned out to be a shithole.
My point
it doesn't matter what place you're at.
My point
is what you can do with what you got.
All right,
these two brothers have proven they can fucking coach.
Yeah, I think that would be a great hire for a school in the school that's down there by the The Gulf Coast.
It's west of the Mississippi. And it was part.
You know, I am not naming names of schools here that are part of that. We've talked about
It's
this.
a place that,
It was part of the Louisiana Purchase.
Jambalaya.
Yeah, I will not mention that stuff. It's not happening. So, but no,
But I agree with
but-
you. I think Stoops would be great. And you know what?
Stoops
They
would
got
be
the money to
great.
throw at him too.
I don't want to hear any SEC team bitching about money. I really don't want to see that shit, because money is something that school, well, with the exception of Vanderbilt, because they don't fucking win anything. All the other schools, they have
split.
donors. They've got the revenue. I know they get the revenue split, but not very many people come out and say, "I'm a Vanderbilt graduate. Let me give you some fucking money for a football program."
That's because they're busy working.
I think they Cutler doing that.
They're white collar jobs.
Hold on. Has anybody that's on with us right now, have you ever been to a Vanderbilt game? Like at Vanderbilt?
No.
Okay. I've been to a Vanderbilt game. It's like going to, I'm not, and if there's a Vanderbilt person that's watching the show, you know, I'm not trying to offend you here, but it's like going to a high school game. I've been to high school games in South Carolina that have more people in them, where the fans are more engaged. No one gave a fuck. We went up and bought a ticket for $3 fucking, and we sat on the 45-yard line. That's real. Okay? I've covered games there. It's all a shit show there. They don't give a fuck. Now, if you go to a baseball game, it's different. But football, they don't give a fuck about it. So it's all the other schools, though, they have the money and they can do it. That's just the way that it is. When Will Muschamp we're talking about Will Muschamp and his money, there were people lined up to pay that fucking buyout. Lined up. So, that's real. That's just the way that it is. The only thing that really affected that was COVID-19. If it had been a regular time, he would have coached the last season there. I believe that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, anything else, Andre? You want to give somebody else a chance to come on, or you got anything else you'd like to add to the show here?
I'm gonna jump off. That's all I want to do is rant and rave over these gatekeepers of fandom. They can all blow me.
I'm telling you, Rob's one of them.
What are you talking about?
Rob's not one of them.
Rob is a gatekeeper of fandom. Like, he makes the rules on how fans can be. Like, you can only have one team and bullshit.
I support one team. You support 50.
Well, that number keeps rising and rising and rising. Like the fish. The fish was this big. The fish was this big. The fish is this big.
Well, the fish is always bigger than you, Gnome. That's all I got to say. Roll Tide off a cliff.
See you later, Andre.
Hey.
803-470-2905 if you'd like to join the show. Mishi says they're worried about grades at Vanderbilt. I don't know. Like, has anybody done like a check on Mishi? She doesn't have any new scars from Talladega, does she? She sent us a picture of some guy that was drunker than piss. I don't know how that worked.
Can we remove Edwin's comment?
Well, welcome into the show. Good evening.
How's it going? I want to start off by saying hook 'em.
Hey, it's Brandon Monk.
That motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, sir?
Nothing much, man. Just got tired of getting ducked off Facebook.
What do you have for the show, sir?
Well, I would like to start off with, I know I'm not every fucking Texas fan. I know Texas is not back, but are y'all impressed with what Texas has done thus far? Even after the sorry loss to Arkansas, are y'all somewhat impressed, and do y'all think that they can beat Oklahoma this weekend?
My asshole wants to
I tell you what. I just made my picks before the show, and that one took me a little bit of time. It took me a little bit of time. I did not know if I wanted to pick Oklahoma or Texas, which over the last several years, that would have been a fucking no-brainer. So,
hey, sir, are you? Can I ask you something? Are you a real Texas fan, or are you just like a fake Texas fan? Are you like a fake
I've
fan?
been a Texas fan ever since I was 5 years old.
All right. Well, can I ask you a real question about Texas? Can I? And this is the real question. Okay. Why did your university spend millions of dollars to set up the stands where it looks like your team is running out of a uterus?
Well, who doesn't love a good uterus?
We come out of a uterus, but the reality is that do you want your football team looking like they're coming out of a uterus? It's a real question.
Honestly, in my opinion, I really like the new upgrades. But I mean,
so you
that
like
just
watching
could be
your
me
team running
being-
out of a uterus? You're cool with that?
Absolutely, why not?
Fucking Christ! All right.
It's like they're being
Well, that's-
born into every game.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're being
okay,
bored into
so
every
but
game.
I mean, Clemson runs off of a fucking hill, so
Right, and there's
I mean,
there's
it's-
history behind that hill. They didn't spend millions and millions of dollars to run out of a fucking uterus. There's actually a
yeah,
history
probably
about
you're
the
right,
hill.
probably about $50,000 in a backhoe. You're right.
I can't help that you don't know anything about tradition, sir. And if you really want to go
Hey.
down that road of comparing Clemson to Texas right now, you really should slow down, okay? And by the way, let's all hope that the shit fan base that you have doesn't get Sarkisian to drinking again, because I'm worried about his soul. He was at Alabama, and Nick Saban was like, you know what? You drink, I'll fucking kill you. Down there, people are probably sending him batches of scotch and everything else. I'm worried about this guy. I really am.
I think the only thing he has to
in all
worry
honesty,
about
from the product that he's put on the field with what he has had so far, don't be wrong.
No,
he
no,
doesn't have shit recruits. I mean, look at
respectfully,
Bijan Robinson. I mean, he's a
respectfully,
five-star
sir,
running back.
Texas has top 15 recruiting. It's not like he walked into a shithole. He's had top 15
Absolutely.
recruiting classes, so it's not like he's having to build from the ground up. I mean, let's. I mean, I'm not saying he's a shitty coach. Don't get me wrong. I'm not battling with you here. I'm just saying the cupboard wasn't bare. Texas should be at worst an 8-win team this year. I mean, you're going into that matchup with Oklahoma, the team that was favored to win the Big 12, and you're a 5-point underdog. That's not that bad. So,
and
Well,
as
I
far
mean,
as the actual,
wrong, but to my knowledge, I thought the point spread was 3.5. I don't know if it went up to 5, but I thought it was
right. Well, it
3.5.
started out at 5. I haven't checked on it, but I mean, a 5, 3,
okay.
whatever you want it to be. But either way, it's not like you're. I mean, if you look at, I'll use South Carolina as an example because I cover them down here for the radio station I work at. South Carolina they were what, a 23-point dog to Georgia. They're a 10.5-point underdog to Tennessee, which is a shit show because Shane Beamer is having to re-recruit the whole thing. Sarkisian's not having to do that. He's really not. He's got some pieces down there where Texas can be respectable. So, what the idea for Texas, in my opinion, we know that Sarkisian knows the X's and O's. Can he get out on the recruiting trail? And how will they be not now, but 2 years from now? Will he drink? That's thing number one. And if he stays off the bottle, how will he do on the recruiting trail? Can he get Texas to a point where they go from top 15 classes to top 10 classes and stop letting motherfuckers like Jimbo Fisher with his fake cowboy hat and fake fucking, they're goddamn the wish list Texas. That's what Texas A&M is. Stop letting them get the recruits out of Texas. Stop letting Oklahoma get recruits out of Texas. Build a wall around it and keep all those guys there. That's when we'll see how good he is. Until then, he's playing with everybody else's players. Top 15 classes. They should win 8 and 9 games every year.
I agree. On the recruiting, I will say it's not this next year coming up, but 2023. I will say Texas is in a very good position to get Arch Manning, and that and a lot of good wide receivers.
Let me help you with this, sir. Sir, let me. I don't want to hurt your feelings on this, but Arch Manning is going to play in the SEC. He's not going to fucking Texas. So don't get your hopes up on that. Look for a different player. Arch Manning is not going outside of the SEC. He's probably going to end up at Georgia or Alabama. He's not. I doubt Texas finishes in the top 5. So don't hold your hopes up on that one.
Well, let's look at his recruiting profile.
Sure.
I mean, I know that the Mannings have been very tight-lipped about him so far.
Look, he said, I followed his recruiting. He said the same thing about everywhere he's went. Hey, love the people at Clemson, love the people at Georgia, love the people at Alabama. I mean, it's literally like he just spits out whatever the hell, wherever he's at, and that's what he likes. But the reality is that he's not going out of the SEC. I'll stand by that. If not, I'll tell you what there, friend. I will whatever the hell it is you guys have down there in Texas. We'll send you a bottle of it. What do you guys drink down there? Warm piss, cow piss? What is it? I don't know. I'll buy you some of it and send it your way.
Rob, can you send me some ice?
Man, that's where it's at.
What do you drink? What is it?
TX whiskey.
Okay. Well, you can send me a bottle of it here. If it sucks, I'll send it to Edwin.
I'll message you on the group chat and I'll send you a bottle. Tell me how you like it.
Send me a bottle of it. I'll drink it. Shit, I got some hillbilly in me. I'll drink just about anything.
Rob, send him some ice from Carolina, South Carolina.
Yeah, we'll send you some doo-doo ice. I wouldn't do that to him. No.
Well, but I did have to start off this on Texas, of course. I'm a Texas fan. Had to start off. But the next question I had, do you think Kentucky is for real?
Okay, so wait, before I move on to Kentucky, I'll answer your first question. So this is the first time in a while where I don't think that Oklahoma really has an edge on Texas. Aside from the Arkansas game, Texas has pretty much handled everybody they've played so far. I wasn't really high on them coming out of the gate against the Cajuns because I thought maybe people were leaning a little too much after that win, and then they got handled by Arkansas the very next week. But they've rebounded well, and on the spread, I would take Texas straight up this weekend over the Sooners because to me, the Oklahoma is probably the most unconvincing team in the top 10 right now. Like I'm just not sold on anything that Oklahoma's done so far. They haven't looked really good. Spencer Rattled. Yeah, Spencer Rattled has not looked good, and that was somebody that was supposed to contend for the Heisman with JT Daniels. But
boy, JT Daniels, he needs to go to Texas. He's got a vagina. He'd fit right in. He could just sit down there and things could run out of his vagina like they run out of those fucking stands. Fuck JT Daniels.
But as far as Kentucky goes, I don't think there's any bigger surprise in the SEC right now than Kentucky. Are they gonna? They'll probably beat LSU, but they're gonna get smoked by Georgia.
All right, I have to say this about Kentucky. I think Coach Stoops is a good coach, but in reality, Kentucky's a shithole. Look at what they played. They lit up Mizzou, which Mizzou is holy fuck bad.
Hey, Mizzou came with the Louisiana Purchase.
Fuck. All right. Well, the team from the Show Me State, they lit them up. Regardless, Florida, I don't think is that good, and Florida held them to like 201 yards of offense. They finished with 382 and they lost. Okay. Kentucky is they're winning with smoke and mirrors. Okay. When they meet up with a team that is going to filter through that shit and not turn the ball over, Kentucky is not very good. I mean, they are not. The sad thing though is that they could win this week and then lose the week after to Georgia and then be favored the rest of the season. They could be an 11-1 team that's a shithole and gets blown out in the damn whatever bowl game they go to. I mean, they really could. I mean, that could happen.
If they finish 11-1, they're going to get a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah, no, and whoever they play, they'll get fucking their dick kicked in. They are horrible on the offensive side of the ball. Edwin doesn't agree with me on much, but he agrees on that. They are terrible. I mean, terrible. They are really bad. They've got a good offensive line. Chris Rodriguez is a hell of a running back. Kavasier Smoke can get you some yards too, but their quarterback, he looks like a fucking monkey fucking a football. He is terrible. There's a reason he's not at Penn State. They were like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, he is terrible. So I'm not buying Kentucky at all. Really not.
They have not gone 6-0 since 1950.
They only have one season in their entire history of the school. They really do.
Before this season started, I legit thought that LSU could go 3-4 losses. I think we're going to end up with 5 or 6 or 7 losses now. And if you'd have told me that Kentucky was going to finish 11-1, I'd have probably laughed at you, but it's not such a conflated idea right now.
Not. So,
I agree.
anything else
Since
there,
we're
buddy?
talking
You got
about teams that,
anything else? Go ahead.
well, I'll add one more team since and I've put them in my top 5 as well because it's kind of there. Cincinnati won against Notre Dame. They're favored to win the rest of their season. Is that going to be enough for them to get into the playoffs, even though that they only had really one tough game?
It depends. It depends on what the P5s do, man. I don't see Cincinnati's got a hope for like the year LSU went to the national title game with 2 losses. Like Cincinnati's got a hope for like a big fucking shitstorm to happen at the end of the year for Cincinnati.
I think that if you look at, in my opinion, with Cincinnati, what the gnome said makes a lot of sense. But the fact is, there's going to be a lot of bitching if Cincinnati goes undefeated with those 2 wins over the Power 5 teams, going to Notre Dame and winning. By the way, people give Notre Dame a lot of shit. Notre Dame is not finished outside of the top 11 in the CFP rankings since it started. So everybody's like, Notre Dame's a shithole, blah, blah, blah. And there may be people that feed into all that. But in reality, they never finished outside of the top 11 in the CFP rankings since it started. But
and they do play people.
They do, and they do. They do. But the reality is that, yeah. The other thing though with that though is that if you have a bunch of 1-loss teams, which who we've got, Alabama's undefeated, Georgia's undefeated. That's 2 there. They play each other in the SEC championship game. One of them is going to lose.
They would both get in over Cincinnati.
Oregon's lost a game. Ohio State's lost a game. Michigan's currently undefeated. All of these teams could end up with a loss. If Cincinnati is there, you got one Power 5 team that's left that's undefeated, then they're going to put them in the playoffs as long as Cincinnati wins out. So I know that hurts a lot of people's feelings, especially the people that run around with the lower back tattoos from the SEC, and they're all trying to suck on Nick Saban's dick to validate their program, even if they don't make the playoff. We should have all fucking 4 teams from the SEC. No, that's not the way it should be. Send your conference champion, and that's it. And I feel that way across the board. But if Cincinnati's undefeated, I don't know if they played the schedule where they should be there, but they definitely have an argument to be there.
If Georgia and Alabama go into the SEC championship, both undefeated, no matter what happens, they both get into the CFP. That leaves 2 spots.
That's not the way that it should be. It should be.
I'm not telling you the way it should be. I'm telling you the way it is.
Well, but see, that's the problem, is that you have a bunch of people that are sucking that SEC dick. The reality is, if you don't win your conference, you shouldn't fucking be there. You weren't good enough to win your conference. How the fuck are you in the playoffs?
I don't disagree with you, but I'm telling you that if Georgia and Alabama both keep running out like they are, and it doesn't matter what happens in the SEC championship game, they're both going to be in the CFP.
I don't think that's fair for college football. This is not the SEC tournament. It's the college football playoff. You could have an undefeated Oklahoma team.
Yeah, I would say
I'm not convinced we're going to have that.
Moving to the SEC is going to be was a big problem in the college football playoff expansion. If they wouldn't have announced their move, I feel like the college football playoffs would be getting expanded. But now everybody's worried about super conferences, and they're halting the whole expansion to begin with.
Well, I don't agree with that, though, because if you start building these super conferences, you're going to have to expand the playoffs, because otherwise what Rob's saying is just going to leave so many good teams out.
And Andre's like, the 4 best teams, a 1-loss Georgia or Bama is better than Cincinnati, then they should have fucking lost. Win your conference. Holy shit. I don't understand that. It's just this whole thing of, and I think that's what bothers me. And there's a lot of people that feel this way. They'll want you to think that getting a win over an Arkansas team that's 7-5 is a fucking awesome thing. And it's like, just stop it. You've got it. Hello, son. You've got like what? In reality, you've got 2 really good teams in the SEC. 2 really good teams. Okay. The rest of the conference, though, is not that good.
Yeah, but let me
Let's
comment.
just be honest.
Let me-
You got a
let
bunch
me
of 7
comment.
and 5, 8 and 4 motherfuckers,
Never mind.
right?
I mean, it's that way in most conferences. I mean,
But that my point exactly. If it's that way in most conferences, then why do we have to keep sucking the SEC dick in the college football playoff?
Because those two
I
teams
personally
are
love to see Cincinnati
better.
just to get a change of scenery, for Christ's sake.
Cincinnati squared off with Georgia last year, and they held their own. So it's not like they're going to get smoked. Just saying.
I would love to see
By the way,
Cincinnati make it.
Luke Fickle should be going somewhere else too. He shouldn't have to fucking live in Cincinnati. He might get shot there. Why the fuck is he still there? What? That's a valid point. If you have an SEC school and you want to coach, why can't you go to Cincinnati and be like, hey, Luke Fickle, we'll pay you twice what they're paying you, and you won't fucking get shot in our place. Promise. That's a hell of a bargaining chip right there.
That's true. LSU is not New Orleans, so you might not get shot.
Who in the fuck wants to live in Cincinnati? That is a shithole. I wouldn't live there. Fuck that.
I've driven through it.
Yeah, driven through it. Drive around it. Fuck Cincinnati. I had a chance to go see Cincinnati and the Braves play in Cincinnati, and I was like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Fuck, might get killed. All right, caller. Anything else for the show this evening, sir?
No, sir. I think that's it. I'll be asking for the address. I'll send you some TX whiskey, and I'll definitely be looking forward to y'all talking some football next week.
Good.
All right, brother.
All right, Mr. Monk. Have a good night.
Have a great night,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thanks
Y'all
for
too.
joining the
Welcome.
program. All right, there you go. Goddamn, we got people saying that. Fucking goddamn. Fuck.
Calm down, Rob. Calm down.
I'm not. We're not uttering that horse shit. If he wants to yell uterus out, that should be the Texas saying, uterus out.
Edwin did have a good point, though. There is a definite historical context to coming out of the uterus that's been happening since the dawn of man.
Yes. Texas just has to show it to everybody. I thought they were never mind. I won't say that.
No politics.
Whoops. No politics. My bad. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Shmishi says, in Baton Rouge, you may get shot. That's a good point. You might get shot.
In Tuscaloosa, you might get shot with a needle full of a drug you don't want in your system.
Fentanyl.
By the way, not to get off topic here, but I've got the NL wildcard game going on over here. They keep showing shots of Magic Johnson, and he's like sitting in the stands with the fans and all that stuff. I'm sure he's got security and all that around him. If I were there, I would be yelling at him the whole time. What's the cure, you fucking dick? How do you not test positive for HIV? What the fuck? I would literally be yelling that at him the whole time. Give us the cure, Magic Johnson. And by the way, since you found the cure to the HIV, go work on this COVID fucking thing too. Can you get rid of that too? Thanks. By the way, the Dodgers are a fucking shithole. They have all these wins and they're in the wild card.
Well,
fucking
all right.
San Francisco playing against them.
So let's
division. So
talk about that real quick. This year,
well, I'm not going to talk about Magic Johnson beating HIV.
No.
I'm not going to do that. He should give out the cure.
This year, it's one thing because I mean, that was some good battles. Los Angeles and San Francisco was a good battle. St. Louis is a good team, and then you had Boston and New York tie. But you have other years where you have the first wild card that's got this solid record, and then the second wild card that's like fucking 12 games behind, and then they go play a
St.
one.
Louis is the hottest. St. Louis is the hottest team in baseball.
Well, that's what I just said. But I'm talking about previous years. Then you go play this one game motherfucking series. One fucking game. And so the other 162 games don't fucking matter? Like, don't matter at all?
So, by the way, last night when the Yankees lost, here's live audio of me.
Hello.
Welcome into the show. Good evening.
It's Michi.
Mishi, what's up? How are you, dear?
Nothing. I don't really have too much to missed y'all last week.
Did you get any more scars while you were down there? I was worried about you.
No, I actually got a lot of compliments from all my people that I'd calmed down on my drinking.
Well,
but it's more that I just learned to maintain.
Wait, didn't you? Wait, hold on. You've calmed down on your drinking. You've actually pissed live on the show here, but you've calmed down. What the fuck were you doing before? Were you just bathing in R&R and fucking shooting it in your toes? Was that what you were doing down there?
I was just like wild, crazy, like wow, in your face.
Pissing live on the show is not wild and crazy.
I was just, like my tolerance is so much higher now. I don't get all stupid crazy.
Yeah,
like
maybe that's the problem. Maybe your liver is a fucking national treasure. Nothing can beat that motherfucker. We want to instead of building a wall, we'll just take out your liver and put it at the border. Nothing's getting through that.
So ain't nothing getting through it.
So Mishi, what's the talk? I mean, you're a Kentucky resident. Y'all gonna beat us or what?
Okay, I think Kentucky's gonna go 11 and, as y'all say, 11-1, maybe possibly. I don't know.
Oh, so you're saying they're gonna beat us? Are you saying we're gonna beat Kentucky and Kentucky's gonna beat Georgia?
Y'all play Kentucky this week?
But dude, you don't follow your team?
No, because it's not my team. My team's Alabama. I think we play Arkansas this week. I'm still trying to get my head together from last week. Is that who LSU plays this week?
That is who LSU plays this week.
Oh damn, if y'all lose to LSU or Kentucky, oh my God, I'll never let y'all live that down. All little LSU fans were all crying.
We've lost to worse.
In Talladega.
We have lost to worse teams than Kentucky. I will not be sad.
If it wasn't for Devery Henderson and the Bluegrass Miracle, we would have lost that one.
That's true. What made that great was the fact that the Kentucky band was coming on the field.
I was even cheering for y'all, and y'all fucking couldn't even do what you needed to do.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
An Alabama fan started cheering for LSU, and it was like a glitch in the Matrix.
Well, look, I wanted all my LSU friends to be in good moods because it's Saturday night at Talladega.
I'm always in a good mood.
Yeah.
Well, out there, if LSU loses, they all get all butthurt and go to bed, and then it's not fun on a Saturday night.
I grew up in Louisiana, sweetheart. I'm a Saints fan. I'm an LSU fan. I've been through a lot of misery when it comes to football. There's not going to be a night where I'm like, oh, damn it.
I'm turning off my computer. And I'm not getting on there because I don't want to hear these people.
When LSU loses, the first thing I do is get on Facebook so I can read everybody that's laughing at this. Are you LSU fans going to disappear now? No.
Look, I get y'all are expecting like a lot of, stuff from Coach O, but I don't get why people are calling for him to be fired. I don't let everything work out. I mean, I think that Coach O is.
You only get so long.
I know that, but it's only been 2 years. Y'all won a national championship.
If Nick Saban went 500 2 years in a row, y'all would be like, let's give him 2 more years.
He's getting old. Get rid of that fucker.
But see, at that point, Saban's already proved himself. So
I think if I fuck my wife twice poorly, she'd get rid of me.
I wouldn't. But maybe the rest of the Alabama fan base would.
Like, get the fuck out of here, Mishi. That's probably true. I think if I fuck my wife poorly like twice in a row, she'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here."
So it has to be twice in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, if I didn't lay pipe twice correctly in a row, my wife would be like, "Get the fuck out of here! Fucking do this shit on my own, motherfucker. I gotta do your laundry. Get out of here."
That's why I got a vibrator.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe that's why Andre's so upset. That's a great point, Rob. Maybe Andre's upset because he's comparing Ed O to lot lizards, and be like, Man, this lot lizard
No,
is under
wait a minute. Hold on. Let the record reflect that Rob did not say that Andre was messing with lot lizards. Average Dave did.
No,
I
no, it
had
did not.
nothing to do with that. I do not
Don't
need
mess with
someone
the lot
from
lizard.
Louisiana coming up here yelling at me. I did not say that. Wow.
Don't
That is
mess
a very
with
good.
lot lizards.
That is a very good question, Andre. Alabama does not play Arkansas till the last week of the season. So Miss Alabama fan right here is completely wrong. They play Texas.
Wait a minute.
A&M.
Hold on. That's not true. That's
I'm
not
looking
true.
at the schedule.
Alabama plays Auburn the last week of the season.
The second to last
Yeah,
week.
Auburn
Oh,
is
okay.
our
You said the last
game.
week of the
I
season.
did.
I was like, what are you talking about?
They
Okay.
play Texas A&M this week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Who plays Texas A&M this
Look,
week?
I'm trying.
Alabama. She said they
I'm
play
still
Arkansas.
trying to get
Oh, okay.
my brain back in order here. You know, like
Yeah.
I've been went a
She
whole
just came
week
from
with-
Talladega, guys. She's gonna be fucked up for a whole month.
Fucked up forever.
She's gonna be fucked up.
I have something that I have to share with you guys here when Mishi gets done with her call, because I found the most cringe-worthy moment ever for Wishlist Texas, and then I'll play that for you as soon as Mishi's done with her call. Mishi, have anything else you want to go over, dear?
Nope, I just wanted to call in. Sorry, I sound like a man too tonight because I'm still working on getting my voice
The
back.
man, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You sound like you smoked about 18 packs of cigarettes and drank nothing but fucking
Fireball.
Alabama piss for a couple days.
That was just in the last
And
12 hours.
screaming roll tide from the top of my lungs because that's what everybody expects me to do out there. That was another thing. Like, everybody's like, you're not screaming roll tide enough. I'm like, well, this is what happens when you live in Louisiana.
You're at a NASCAR race. What does Alabama have to do with?
Mishi, I'm just telling you, if you go up to Kentucky and you become a Kentucky basketball fan, I'm quitting the show. I'm fucking
I'm not
done.
going to become a Kentucky
I'm just
fan
making
at
sure.
all.
I'm just making sure. If I hear you one time utter fucking, oh, Kentucky's got a good basketball team, I'm fucking done.
You
No
know
more.
who has a good basketball team?
I will not do it.
You know
Fuck
who?
off
No, see,
with yourself.
Chris
Go
and his
fuck
mom,
yourself.
Chris and his mom are all about Kentucky basketball. Me, I'm
Well,
like,
they can
fuck
be
the
about it
roll
all
tide.
they want, but fuck all that. I'm not doing all that shit. So.
Go Duke.
All right,
No,
Mishi.
no.
Yeah.
I missed y'all last week. I did try to watch
we
the
missed you
show,
too.
but it was the service was too bad. I even tried to get him to put it on the freaking TV at the Tip Jar Bar.
At the Tip Jar Bar?
That'd have been
Yeah, that's
awesome.
where and my friends from Oklahoma, they bring a big ass bar with them, and like we bartend on the boulevard and make a lot of fucking money, but it didn't work. Didn't work at all. How about one more thing? I know we're college sports, but how about Mac Jones sticking up with fucking Tom Brady this weekend? That was a good game.
He
Matt
lost.
Jones did look good this weekend.
Fuck them both. Hope they both die in a fire.
First time I've ever cheered for the fucking Patriots in my life.
I don't. They can both die in a fire.
Mac Jones
So,
lost.
yeah, Tom,
I'm very disappointed in Mac Jones because I was
great
pulling
job.
for him.
It's great
'cause
to
I was
have you
pulling-
back, Mishi. Thank you for calling the show, dear.
I will pull for anybody to beat the fucking
All
Cowboys.
right, guys. I'll see y'all in the chat.
Bye, Mishi.
Oh, man. See you later. All right. So this is the most cringeworthy thing that I have ever seen. This is at a like a yell practice thing for Texas Wishlist Texas. That's pretty much what this is. Tell me if you think this is terrible. Here we go.
Back and came back just what the customer wanted. Well, the third fellow that walked in there didn't seem to know too much about guns or anything for that matter, because he was a graduate of Mississippi State. Well, he walked up to the counter, set his rifle on it, and told Old Rock, "Sir, I'd like your help finding me a plastic stock." Old Rock just smiled and said, "Be right back." Well, a second later, Old Rock walked in with the entire Mississippi State football team. Well, that was nasty, foul-smelling, underperforming beasts gathered around the counter. And that fellow looked at Old Rock with a real confused face and said, "Old Rock, what does any of this have to do with plastic stock?" Old Rock just chuckled and said, "Oh, you said a plastic stock? I thought you said laughing stock." That's exactly what we're gonna do, Max. It's gonna be ever living, ever loving, compound, complex. Fighting Texas tomorrow we bounce back. Fighting Texas happy birthday, Kip. Fighting Texas Parsons Mountain Cavalry.
What the fuck is
We're
this? That is the most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen in my life.
Man,
Why
What
was he skipping?
What are you doing? This is a team that's in your conference.
that was reverb.
Pointing that out. Fuck
Man,
me.
they should go back to doing bonfires. They
Why
did
did he
that
keep
better.
skipping? What was with that like you?
I
Oh,
honestly
Oh,
don't
he
know.
was high stepping, bro.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
No.
Andre says there's too much echo. Sorry about that, Andre. He was basically just running his mouth like a dickhead. It was really bad. It was just really bad. My God, it was terrible. Anyway,
That's what happens when you order Conor McGregor off of Wish.com. That's what you get.
Wish list Texas is what it is. So 1-1 score is tied. They're in the ninth inning. Top of the ninth inning. St. Louis has a runner on. Magic Johnson is looking very HIV-like over there in the stands, even though he doesn't have the HIV.
I heard someone on Sirius XM today, but he's like on lithium. He's not even on the sports channel. He said it's going to be the Astros. That's Andre's cheaters versus the Brewers in the World Series, and the Brewers are going to win it all.
No. No, we lost Rob.
Oh,
no, when you say something that stupid, I just turn my camera off.
I'm sorry. That's what the dude on fucking Sirius XM said.
No.
No, that is what he said.
So, first,
Dave, who you going for?
Clap for the Bo Sox for taking care of the Yankees.
Yes.
Any win against the Yankees is a win for America. So now the Bo Sox move on to the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're going to get their asses kicked.
Yes,
because
Tampa
Bay Rays
good. They're going to get their dicks kicked in.
My favorite stat from that. Hold on, I want to pull it up here because I want to make sure I get it right. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So the New York Yankees, their 26-man payroll. Their total payroll is $203 million for this season. The Dodgers are at $267 million. Tampa Bay. Let me make sure I give you the correct number here for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is at $70 million.
Wow.
And they won more games. So for $70 million, you could beat Tampa Bay and still be in the playoffs and favored over the Red Sox, by the way. Or you could be $203 million for the Yankees and have your ass sitting at home. Red Sox payroll is at 184. Braves payroll is at 147. So, which is like 20 million above the league average.
Is who's that guy from the Oakland A's? They made a movie about.
Chicago White Sox are at 140. I don't know if you knew that or not, Dave. You're right.
I did
You're
not
right there
know
with
that.
the Braves and stuff.
I was just about to Google it.
Oakland's at 90 million.
No. That the guy they made a movie about.
Billy Bean.
Yeah, Billy Bean. That's what Tampa Bay is doing. Some Billy Bean shit. Analytics. Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't think so. I think Tampa Bay is just solid. They're fucking really good. So
the AL is going to be tough out for the Stros, the White Sox, or the Tampa Bay Rays. All three of those teams.
Just remember, who does Houston matching up with in the first round? The White Sox.
Yeah,
okay, well, the White Sox are now America's team. Okay. White Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays are America's team.
I hear
you can put out the fucking nasty Red Sox and the fucking cheating Astros.
I hear the Astros have steel trash cans this year, not the old plastic ones. They're gonna be louder.
It might be cheating fuckers. Fuck them.
I'm not optimistic about the White Sox's chances, but
I don't
White Sox.
like the Braves. I don't like the Braves matchup with the Brewers. I really don't. I think the Brewers might get us.
Yeah, but you know what? You said about 2 months ago, Rob, and I thought about it today on my drive home, actually. Because at that time, the Braves didn't even look like they were going to get in. But then we made this little run, and you said, you know what? Still, I'm just happy to see the Braves in October. So
hold on a second.
Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
All right, go ahead.
yeah, I'm just happy to see the Braves in October right now. So
I am too. But I like Charlie Morton pitching for the first game. He's been really good for the Braves, but I don't know if the Braves have enough as far as actually they've got the league leader in RBIs. I didn't know that. Adam Duvall leads the league in RBIs, so
but
Freddie Freeman's pretty good.
you know, in postseason, pitching normally beats offense.
Yeah, in
and
theory,
that's the
but I'm
problem.
just saying. Well, then the fucking Braves bullpen is a shithole. I mean, just shithole. It doesn't matter, Andre. When the Braves won, they didn't cheat. So go fuck yourself. They weren't fucking beating trash cans like a bunch of bitches. So your World Series ring has a fucking goddamn asterisk next to it. It's like Alabama claiming they had 50
They had
national
them cut a diamond into the shape of an asterisk, and it's on their ring.
Exactly. Fuck is all this shit? Anyway. All right. Well, do we have anything else we want to go over? Did we talk about Georgia and Auburn? Do you think that Auburn has a chance? Can we get into that?
No. Georgia covers.
I think Auburn
covers 18. Georgia will cover that 18.
I think Auburn covers. So we
No.
could disagree. You like Penn State or Iowa?
What?
Iowa.
I was about to say that. I think Penn State. I think Penn State wins.
We'll see. That's me gaining another point on you.
Like someone fucking asked earlier, does that team, it's in between Denham Springs and Lafayette, does that team make a bowl this year? And I'm like, let me get my crystal ball out. Of course I don't fucking know. I just think that Penn State's going to win.
Well, good for Penn State.
Here
we go. Hey, Mishy, what's wrong with Bubba Wallace's win a day this weekend?
Do we really need to get into that? Because I seen some of the stuff on the NASCAR Twitter page, and I tell you what, I know there are a lot of good people that follow NASCAR, but there were some hideous tweets about Bubba Wallace, and a lot of it was about some racial stuff, and I was like, "You better, NASCAR. Do fucking better. Jesus Christ. The guy's out there just racing and he just wants to fucking race. Just fucking leave him alone. Holy shit."
Yeah.
There were some seriously racist tweets on the NASCAR feed this weekend about Bubba Wallace. That's real.
I got stuff to say about it, but I don't want to get into all that.
Hey,
why not?
By the rules of NASCAR.
Hold on. NASCAR determined that he is the winner. He won the race.
I know.
Sorry. Yeah,
I know. I feel I'm NASCAR fans are shitty that
they're shitty.
They're taking, and I think the motives they have for hating this win are bad. It's piss poor. If you just don't like the driver,
she doesn't dislike him because of race. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying there were a shit ton. I read I think I counted 25 tweets out of 200 that had some sort of racial history to them.
If you don't like him because he's a dirty driver, or you don't like the team he drives for, or whatever, fine. But that's not the motivation for most people.
Per the rules of NASCAR, he won that race. You know what would happen if Joey Logano would have won a Rain Jordan race? Nobody would say anything, or Kurt Busch, or Kevin Harvick, or anybody else for that matter. But it was Bubba Wallace. So now there's a problem.
He's got a great fucking NASCAR name. They should love him. I mean, if you just fucking, you don't have ever seen the guy before, and his name is Bubba Wallace, you're like, fuck, that's a NASCAR name. He can hang out with Richard Petty. That sounds great.
Like,
Just saying.
like it took me forever to realize there was a dude named Bubba Watson that was a fucking golfer. Like that dude should be driving NASCAR.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, do better NASCAR. Holy shit, do better.
Arkansas is going to beat Ole Miss.
You like Old Piss? I don't know.
No. Arkansas is going to beat Ole Miss.
We'll see. I thought I knew who Arkansas was until they got shellacked by Georgia. And I was like, maybe I didn't know them as good as I thought I did.
You want to bet on that? You want to bet on that?
What are we betting?
I don't know.
Fuck you, pay me.
That's pretty much what it'll be.
But here's the thing.
We're not going into Ole Miss and winning, so get off that fucking horse.
As we go through the season, I see this week in and week out, like Georgia keeps handling their business. I mean, we have this disdain.
Your penis correctly, sir.
I know.
It's not supposed to make you choke like that.
Yeah, right. Hey, don't deep throat it, bro.
I've made a lot of women choke.
With that penis? Okay.
Maybe
my penis,
Georgia, maybe Georgia's really just that good. I don't know.
I think Georgia's better than Alabama. They really do. But I think that Georgia has Kirby Smart as their head coach, so that's automatically cost them 7 points a game. Whereas Nick Saban gets you 10 points, Kirby costs you 7. So for Georgia to beat Alabama, they're going to have to be basically 17 points better. They're going to have that much of a difference because I think that Kirby Smart's just a fucking. I mean, I've even got a Georgia fan on record. Hold on, I've got it right here.
I like you, Edwin. See, Big Buddy's
he's an idiot. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Edwin says he likes bacon bits plus 20. Okay. No,
yeah, because have any of y'all ever fucking coached before?
No, never coached.
Exactly.
Never coached football.
I channel my Big B.
He likes them plus 20. He doesn't like them to win.
Well, if they're gonna win, it's
hold on, 20. Edwin, are you thinking that that Arkansas is going to go into Ole Miss and win, or do you like them with 20 points? Normally, Edwin just tells you what he likes, like on that side there. They're not winning.
But that's not the spread.
That's why he wants 20.
They're gonna win. Arkansas is gonna fucking win. Arkansas is gonna fucking win.
Well, we want to bet on that? I mean,
you're gonna think about we'll
you, pay me.
You're gonna think about me Saturday.
Fuck you, pay me.
Actually, I'm not, because I'm going to be covering the Gamecocks on Saturday.
That's going to be awesome. You're going to be trying to get your head
with
on that.
Tennessee. Fucking Tennessee.
South Carolina.
Wait. Have I played the Tennessee song for you guys?
What's that? No.
Oh, this is what we're going to end the program with. Hold on, please.
Those uniforms are awesome, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second here as I get the Tennessee song here. Hold on, please. All right, do I have the hold on a second. Let me get the
I'm Nick
hold
Nimmin.
on. Nope. Go ahead, you guys talk for a second while I grab this because this will be worth our time. This is what we're gonna end the show on. Yeah, buddy.
Let's see. I think Oklahoma wins. Oklahoma's going to beat Texas.
I don't
with the 5. Yeah,
I don't.
I'm not that.
You're going to take Oklahoma and 5. Oklahoma has underperformed in every game this year.
I'm not that sold on Texas. I think Texas is.
I'm not sold at all on Oklahoma. How could you be even sold a little bit on Oklahoma based on the way that they've played?
Because the history, the recent history, I just think Oklahoma is going to pull it out. I think Oklahoma's going to pull it out.
History doesn't mean shit in college football. This is this season.
You're 100% right. History never means shit in any sport. But I just Texas is gonna lose that one by more than 5 points.
Edwin thinks Texas wins. I think Texas wins.
You don't have to fucking bring Edwin into this shit.
All right.
Edwin doesn't know
I'm
shit.
just reading the comments, bro.
Here,
People watch the show.
look, I have to play. This is the Tennessee song, by the way. Let me know if you guys can hear this, okay? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear the music? Okay. Here we go. This is the Tennessee song that is pretty much all you need to know about Tennessee. Here we go. Listen closely. Give it time. It warms up.
I seen Rocky Mountains and Great Lakes. Stood beneath a redwood tree. But wherever I go, my heart aches for a place called Tennessee. Oh, come with me where the whiskey flows like wine and the meth labs are divine. Oh, I wanna be where the sweet tobacco grows and it's picked by poor Negroes in Tennessee. Well, it's a place where dueling banjos play and the mountain folk run free, where all the children can spell KKK but cannot spell Tennessee. Oh, come with me where every cheek is filled with chew and no one's ever seen a Jew. Oh, I wanna be where the hot dogs are deep fried. That's the reason Elvis died in Tennessee.
All of that's true, by the way. Elvis did die in Tennessee. There are no smart people in Tennessee. There aren't. There really aren't.
The best Mets in the country.
Oh, come with me where the Baptist preachers shout that if you're gay, you best get out. Oh, I wanna be where hospitality's the thing. Just ask Martin Luther King, shot Tennessee.
We're gonna get reported.
Birthplace of Aretha, Queen of Soul.
Well, it's been a nice run, guys.
B.B. King and Al Gore. Well, I'm not saying it's a shithole, but they don't live there anymore. Oh, I wanna see Mountain Dew in every cup, and all the dentists just gave up. Oh, come with me in my flatbed pickup truck. It's where the classy ladies fuck in Tennessee. Oh, in Tennessee.
you go. That's a great way to end the program. Maybe the last program we ever.
Almost made it to a year.
Welcome to our shit show.
That's a great fucking song.
I enjoyed it.
Very, very catchy.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll be back at it next week. We'll have plenty to talk about as we will break down whatever happened this week and then whatever happens next week. Edwin says that's painful. Come on, Edwin. I can teach you that song. I can coach you into that, Edwin. Yeah, Edwin. You ever been in front of a microphone, Edwin? Yeah.
Hey, Andre, Brandon said if you ever in Shreveport, he'll buy you a beer.
I ain't going to fucking Shreveport. You might get shot there. Fuck that.
You can get shot outside of the stadium you call football games at.
You goddamn right. That's why I don't go. They're like, hey, Rob, you want to go down to the stadium? Fuck no. I ain't going. Seriously. They ask me to go to games all the time. Hey, you want to go down to the... Nope. Don't want to go. You want tickets to the game for your family? Nope. Don't want to send my family down there. Then I got to worry about them getting fucking shot. Fuck all of that. I don't go to shit. If I tell you I'm going to now I'm coming down to Louisiana and when Clemson's going to come down there to mouth pump you guys. But other than that, don't expect me to go anywhere. That shit ain't happening.
Rob's going to be bringing some South Carolina state troopers with him.
Fuck no, I'm coming by my goddamn self. But fuck all that. I fuck. Damn state trooper. Eat an ass. By the way, there was some guy on a car today that was in front of me. He literally had and I thought it was fuckstick. He had a Dodge Charger, right? But it had tinted windows and everything. And it literally had on the back of the window in bright pink. And it said, I eat ass. I'm literally sitting at the stoplight and I'm like, why would you put that on your car? Literally. So he gets over and I'm like, I couldn't see before. I'm like, is that a guy or is that it's a guy that looks like Fuckstick. I thought Fuckstick was in South Carolina. I really did. Fuckstick would have I eat ass on the back of his mirror. On the back of his...
No, the back would say I eat Saban's ass.
Oh yeah, just maybe I didn't say. Maybe just said I eat ass. Maybe Saban was little tiny down there, like Saban is.
He ran out of room, so he had to leave Saban out.
Ran out of room, so just wanted to have just I eat ass.
Hey, sometimes you just advertise what you're good at,
Well, would you put I eat ass on your car?
No.
Edwin says Fuckstick's bicycle doesn't have bumper stickers. Michi wants to know why Fuckstick's not joining the show. I don't know. I don't know. What the fuck? Fuckstick hadn't even talked to Fuckstick lately. So
uterus out.
That's funny.
Night, Brandon.
Appreciate y'all, man. We'll see you later.